Reading the news about ransomwares, learning the ransomware's behaviors and its varieties are always fascinating. In today's video, we're gonna take up a similar challenge. Yes, we are going to investigate a ransomware attack that happened in one of the machines, and we're gonna examine the logs, we're gonna investigate and find what sort of infection it is and what it exactly did in that specific endpoint. I hope most of you can easily relate this challenge with you, as we're gonna use the Splunk logs, the Splunk instance for this investigation. All you need to do is to connect the TryHackMe VPN, and the log, the Splunk instance, everything is present on the TryHackMe's machine. So by connecting the VPN, we're gonna connect to the TryHackMe's instance and we're gonna proceed our investigation. Without further ado, let's begin. Alright, here is the room called PS Eclipse, and you can see the PowerShell logo here, and looks like from this title we can understand we are going to investigate a PowerShell logs, and also the command that is the command could be executed with the PowerShell. And you can see the short description here: use Splunk to investigate the ransomware activity. And let's scroll down. I already clicked start machine and started the machine. I also got the IP address here, and let's read the scenario. It's ransomware or not. So that's the task 1. We have to find that. A scenario: you are a SOC analyst for MSSP, Managed Security Service Provider company called TryHackMe, and the customer sent an email asking for an analyst to investigate the event that occurred on Keegan's machine on Monday, May 16th, 2022. These two details are more important. You have to mark down this date and Keegan's machine it is. And the client noted that the machine is operational, but some files have weird file extension. And the client is worried that there was a ransomware attempt on Keegan's device. Your manager has tasked you to check the events in this Splunk to determine what occurred in Keegan's device. Happy hunting. And it's a virtual machine where we need to investigate. You can use the attack box or OpenVPN to access the Splunk instance. The IP for the Splunk instance is this one, which is already spawned the machine. Wait for the virtual machine to fully load. All right, this is just a message to the user. And it's a Splunk instance. I already connected to TryHackMe's network. So I simply try to access the Splunk instance on the browser. It loads. Hopefully it will give me the Splunk login page. Yes, here it is. So here is the Splunk instance. Yeah, it took a while, but eventually it loaded. This is the home page of any Splunk instance you will see. And you can see the list of applications here in the side pane, and I can see only one application called search and reporting. That is the default application present in every Splunk instance. Even when you install a Splunk instance on a new machine, it will be loading this application by default. So I'm simply clicking this application to get into that search app. And here you can see a search bar and a timeline where you can mention a custom timeline. And here I cannot see any logs here. However, you have to choose a specific timeline or a specific search string in order to get the relevant logs. We got the exact date when the incident happened here, May 16, 2022. So why don't we choose the date in that search bar? May 16th, 2022. Okay, let's choose that. I'm choosing date range, May 16th it is. So I'm moving to the May and May 16th. All right, I chose May 16th. So I'm simply applying this and searching for the logs for the day. The search is in progress. I don't see anything. So I'll try to add a keyword Keegan. When I search with the keyword Keegan and that specific date, I can see the list of logs. Now it is giving the logs, and you can see the host. The host name is desktop-tbv8nef. That is the host name of the machine, and you can see the source details. Actually, we are analyzing these logs: Windows event logs, system logs, security logs, and Windows sysmon logs. And the source type is given here. If I scroll down further, I can see few more details. And the user, there are 3 users. One user is Keegan, not translated, and NT authority system. So this is one of the users. All right. Now let me choose the user Keegan specifically. I chose the user Keegan. You can see the search string added the user Keegan, and we can carve the results by changing the search string. Let's read the question. A suspicious binary was downloaded to the endpoint. What was the name of the binary? And we have no idea what sort of binary it is, but there is also no hint. But let's try to find what is the binary name. And I'm scrolling through the log here, and at the bottom you can see a PowerShell command and a suspicious base64 encoded strings. So let me copy this, and I try to paste this somewhere in Notepad. Let me copy this encoded base64 string and decode this with the CLI. I'm using the utility called base64 in Linux and -d2 decode. Now I decoded the base64 encoded stuff, and I found some juicy stuff from this decoding. And here you can see it is actually calling a PowerShell command set mp preference, and it disables the real-time monitoring while executing this, and it uses the wget utility in order to download a file from the URL given here, ngrok URL, and the downloaded file name is outstanding_gutter.exe. I hope that should be the answer. They're asking for the suspicious binary that was downloaded to the endpoint, and they're asking the name of the binary. Yes, that's the right answer. And what is the address? What is the address the binary was downloaded from? And we have to use http:// and also defang the URL. And we also found the URL from where the binary was downloaded. All we need to do is the defanging. And in order to defang, I'm using CyberChef. Added the URL in the input and calling the defang operation, and I'm defanging the URL. And here is the defanged form of the URL. Yes, that's done. And the next question is, what Windows executable was used to download the suspicious binary? They are asking the legit tool, the legit binary that was used, that is a part of Windows machine and that used to download this binary. They are asking that one. And I hope it should be the PowerShell, because we found the PowerShell command is used in downloading the suspicious binary. Look at this, the PowerShell.exe. So that must be the answer, but we need to add the full path for the PowerShell.exe utility. Let's see whether we can see the full path here. Here it is. Look at this. We found the full path for the PowerShell.exe. Let's add it here. Yes, that's the right answer. And the next question is, what command was executed to configure the suspicious binary to run with the elevated privileges? And they are asking for the command. Once the binary downloaded, what command was exactly used in order to run, in order to configure the binary to run with the elevated privilege. Let's see the hint first. Even code 12 will help here. Note that the attacker tried multiple attempts to configure this command correctly. All right. So we got to know the binary name. So let's search with the binary name and see whether we are finding anything. Here you can see a command which is used to run the downloaded executable with the utility scheduled task.exe. And in this command you can see, actually by using the scheduled task binary, it creates one scheduled task for this executable, and looks like it is copying the binary to the temp directory. I guess this should be the answer for the question, because it creates the scheduled task to run with the elevated privileges. And you can see the system, the word system mentioned here. So this is the command which is being used to configure the binary to run with the elevated privilege. I think that's what they are asking here. Let's submit and see. Yes, that's the right answer. Moving to the next one. What permission will the suspicious binary run as? What was the command to run the elevated privilege? All right, we have to mention the user and semicolon and the command line. We have to mention it in this format. As which user the binary ran, and what was the command used to run the binary with the elevated privilege, and that's what we need to answer now. And here in the first log we found a keyword run. So obviously this should be the command used to run the downloaded binary with the elevated privilege. Let's see, let's try to add that here. But before that we have to find the user, the format. What permission will the suspicious binary run as? What was the command to run with the elevated privilege? All right, we have to find the user. And here I have to modify some stuffs. So let me remove this user Keegan, and let me check for the user. Still it is Keegan. I am removing that Keegan keyword. Yeah, now I can see the system name, NT authority system. So that is the user ID for the elevated privilege. So this is the top privilege in a Windows system. I think that's what we need to answer. Let's put it over here. And I'm just separating with the colon and submit. Yes, that's the right answer. Moving to the next question. The suspicious binary connected to a remote server. What address did it connect to? And add http:// in front of it to your answer and defang the URL. Let's see the hint. CyberChef can help with the defanging the URL. So we have to find the suspicious binary connected to a remote server. So we have to find what is that. What is that URL, the binary connected to? So I can see, actually I'm searching with the outstanding_gutter.exe. That's the binary name. Now let me see the 41 more fields, and I have to search for the field called query. And here I'm just marking query name and see what is the query name we have. And here you can see a query name, and it's an URL without the http://. And from this you can understand this specific binary, once executed, it tried to reach the URL mentioned here, ngrock.io, and before that some random numbers. This is how an ngrock URL looks like. Here you can see from this log we can understand when the binary is executed from the temp directory with the system privilege, actually it queries the URL. So this is the URL we were looking for. So let's copy this URL and also keep the http:// and I'm defanging the URL here. Let's put it here. I hope this will be the answer. Yes, it is. All right. And the next one. A PowerShell script was downloaded to the same location as the suspicious binary. What was the name of the file? And here I have shown the location of the binary, which is stored in the temp directory. And now they are looking for the PowerShell script. Let's find the PowerShell script now. And to search the PowerShell script, I'm simply querying star.ps1. So it will bring every PowerShell script that is involved, that is present in this log file. When I search for this, I can see the first result itself. It is in the temp directory, the same directory as the downloaded binary. I hope this should be the answer, script.ps1. So let's put it here and hopefully that's the right answer. Fortunately, the malicious script was flagged as malicious. What do you think was the actual name of the malicious script? All right. Now they are asking for the actual name of this specific malicious script, script.ps1. Let's see the hint. Check virus total for the hash of the PowerShell script. Okay. Now we got to know the PowerShell script name, but we yet to know the hash value. But no worries, we can find the hash value here in this Splunk log itself, and it possesses all SHA-1, MD5, SHA-256, and also the imp hash. So I'm just copying the SHA-256 and I'm going to the virustotal.com, where I'll be able to search the malicious binaries, most of the binaries with the hash value or with the file or with the URL. So I'm searching with the hash value, and here I can see I found the respective binary, and also 34 out of 61 antivirus providers flagging it as a malicious one. So moving to the details section, if I scroll down further, I can see in the name section there are two names, 523.mal and BlackSun.ps1. If I look for the number of characters here, it matches with the BlackSun.ps1. Hopefully that should be our answer. Yes, that is. And from this name we can understand it looks like a BlackSun ransomware. I can also see the word ransomware here. So hopefully it denotes the BlackSun ransomware. However, let's confirm this. I'm just changing my search query to BlackSun simply without adding any file extension. And I am searching once again here. Moving down, let's read the next question. A ransomware note was saved to disk, which can serve as an IOC. What is the full path to which the ransom note was saved? So I'm just trying to scroll down, and here I can see the first result. It's an image file which is placed in the pictures directory. And if I scroll down further, I can see text document blacksun_readme.txt, which is placed in the downloads and a directory with some random characters. And hopefully this should be the ransom note. So I'm submitting it. Yes, that's the right answer. And moving to the next one, the script saved an image file to disk to place the user's desktop wallpaper, which can also serve as an IOC. What is the full path of the image? So actually this PowerShell script saved an image file to place in the victim's desktop, and we have to find that image file. Fortunately, we have witnessed the image file in the first log itself, and it is already placed in the user's public pictures directory. So I'm just pasting it here and submitting. Hopefully I accomplished this challenge. And yes, I did it. Now our investigation for this challenge ends here, but if you want to learn more about this BlackSun ransomware, we've already obtained the hash value of this sample, and we can simply Google that hash value. I can see another link for this specific hash, and it belongs to, it is in the any.run. Any.run, it's an online sandbox where you will be able to run the suspicious samples, and it will be executing that sample in a secure, safe online environment, and it will be giving you the results whether it possesses any malicious behavior or it exposes any malicious behavior or not. It will detect and it will say. And here is the link. I'm just opening that specific sample analysis in app.any sandbox, and it clearly marks it as a malicious activity. And it is marking it as malicious activity. And here you can see in this screen it shows the BlackSun.ps1. It's a PowerShell script. It's a PowerShell ransomware. And you can also collect the sample from here if you want to research further. And also by clicking this BlackSun.ps1, I'm able to read the PowerShell script online from the browser itself. I need not to download it separately. I can also review the PowerShell code from this option. So the hash values are given here. You can also download this sample and you can clearly go through this PowerShell script and you'll be able to understand what this BlackSun ransomware exactly does. Let's see, do we get any other stuffs here like images and all? If we can see the images, then we can able to presume what sort of activity it does. Yeah, here's an image. The next one. And look at this image. Actually, the ransomware changed the wallpaper of the victim's machine. It's a BlackSun ransomware. It's an Eclipse image. So that's why this challenge named as PowerShell Eclipse. BlackSun.ps1, that's the script. Yes. With this challenge, this task, this activity ends here. I hope you really loved this challenge. This is what I exactly wanted to explain. Ransomwares are so notorious and they are crippling many businesses worldwide and they are inflicting huge losses to the businesses. I hope you really enjoyed this and learned something new. If you really did, consider liking this video and subscribing my channel. If you have any other opinion, put it in the comment section. I'll be reading your valuable questions and answering to those questions. You can also share this video among your friends. I'll catch you next time with another exciting and interesting content. Until then, I'm signing off. Cheers and I love you all. Thank you so much.